Hello everybody, so these are the people who are the most advanced, who have lots of power in their veins. Thanks for staying here. Today I'm not going to talk about Aurora, I'm going to talk about Defuse. This is a new project, this is a new thing, this is a completely separate stuff that is also built by us. And I congratulate you with being the first ones who is going to publicly hear about this project. Great. So let's start with the problem. The problem is super simple. L2s have changed the way how blockchains are operating. Because of L2s and other app chain solutions, now companies, protocols, ecosystems are able to launch their chains really, really fast in a matter of hours. What it means that they are able to, literally, you can deploy lots of chains, and there are thousands of chains that exist there. And if we are going to take a look at centralized exchanges as being the major on-ramping solution for crypto, just reminding everybody that the liquidity on centralized exchanges is 10 times bigger than in all of the DeFi, right? So centralized exchanges are the key point, right? And they are not able to support all of these thousands of chains. They are centralized, and because of this, they are regulated. They must make sure that they are compliant, all of these things, right? There are tokens in the top 10 coin market cap that are not listed on Binance. Did you know this? It's all because of the compliance, right? Because of all of these complexities. They are slow. And also they are centralized. So in case you have some kind of guy named Sam who is running a centralized exchange, then perhaps sometimes he can misuse the user deposited funds. And it is a problem. So there is a problem in the centralizations. From the other standpoint, everybody who are here, we're building the decentralized future, we're building the Web3, and we value the Web3 values, right? So decentralized means good, permissionless, trustless. You're able to operate these things wherever you want to operate this. So there is no decentralization issues. However, with decentralized exchanges, the problem is that they're limited to a single chain. There are solutions that are trying to do the cross-chain communication and stuff like that, but mainly it is extremely hard to unify the liquidity and make sure that everything is smooth. In the end, there is something where you're trusting your funds with. However, the concept of the chain abstraction in general, it gives you a way to resolve all of these issues and connect the best of these two worlds together and create a solution that is going to be as decentralized as the best decentralized exchanges are, and is going to provide you the best possible user experience as centralized exchanges are providing. And this is where Defuse comes in. So this is a scalable, multi-chain DeFi infrastructure that facilitates the creation and trading of financial instruments with minimized centralization risks and unification of the liquidity across crypto ecosystems. And I'm not talking only about on-chain liquidity, but I'm talking about the centralized exchanges liquidity. Okay? So every single word in this definition means something. Scalable means that there is no limitation to the amount of users that this platform is able to serve. If it is going to be 1 million or 10 million or 100 million or 1 billion users that are going to come to Defuse, it is going to serve all of them without problems with the performance. The reasons why it works like that is because it works on NEAR. It is multi-chain because it works with chain abstraction, right, and stuff like that. So, if we're going into the features here, another thing to understand about Defuse is that it has the intent-based architecture, and I believe there were multiple projects that were already talking about this stuff. This is the only architecture that can be scalable, that can scale. And the other standpoint is that it is an open architecture. So anyone is able to come to Defuse, create its own intent type, a new type of trading, and new version of auction or a new financial instrument that is, for example, an index token that in between that combines all of the tokens from some tokens from Ethereum, Polygon, Arbitrum, Base, whatever. That's an important thing here, so that the protocol is not it is permissionless, right? So anyone is able to create these instruments and also use these instruments. We see Defuse as a three-party marketplace in which following parts are. First one is the distribution platforms, whoever is having the user attention. Usually these are the wallets or some platforms that are kind of aggregating experiences, right, or aggregating applications. And these people are taking care of making sure that users are seeing these financial instruments. Another part is market makers, or the active market participants that are filling in the orders, sometimes referred to solvers or fillers or whatever, takers. And obviously there are ecosystem and founders, and these parties are bringing new instruments, new financial instruments into the protocol. They all have the connection in between themselves. Obviously, founders would like to have distribution, so they're given a little bit of incentives to the distribution partners. They're given liquidity potentially to the market makers so that there is an active market. But also, founders can just become market makers for their own tokens in case they're just taking the software, which is open sourced. Everything, by the way, that we are talking about is open source. So you can just take the software, just run a script, and you will become your own market maker. That's not a big problem. The interesting thing about Defuse that this is a soft launch, this is a super alpha version, but it is already available at defuse.org. You're able to use it right here, right now, with the NEAR tokens, because the chain abstract on the NEAR mainnet already. The chain abstraction, full chain signatures is going to be deployed a little bit later, so once it is deployed, you will be able to access other chains too. Now, the very important thing about Defuse to understand is that the way how the NEAR's chain abstraction is working, it does not require integration of new chains manually. Chain abstraction of NEAR supports ECDSA and EDDSA, which means that any chain that is launched with this cryptography for the keys is supported automatically. There is no need for integration. First block of a new L2 that is just listed, that is just running on your laptop, within the first block, you are able to start trading of the tokens of this L2 directly on Defuse by running the market maker script that is open source. You can just deploy to the market maker script a little bit of stable coins on any other chain, a little bit of your tokens on your chain, and then it just works. You still need to figure out the distribution, right? But it is going to work. So I actually can show you how the thing is working, and hopefully it is going to go good. So you obviously can go to the Defuse website and say, take a look at everything here. It is, once again, alpha. Let me enlarge this for you a little bit. And for example, if I would like to trade 100 wrap NEAR to NEAR, okay, 2 USDT, this is the price that you are getting from Defuse right here, right now. And the other big exchange on NEAR is Ref Finance. So the price that you're getting on Ref Finance is $464 for 100 NEAR, and here is 466. In the mean, Defuse has given you approximately 1% better prices than Ref Finance, and the reason why it is happening is because solvers are using Binance in order to make sure that your intents are filled. So that's the thing, and that's the great thing about it. Binance has lots of liquidity, and because of the solvers being able to tap into this liquidity, they are actually able to give to you better pricing. And this is always going to be correct, and as more and more solvers are going to be available, the more and more complicated strategies they are going to implement, and they are all competing for these intents, and you're going to get even better and better and better prices with this thing. It takes a little bit of time to pick up the information about the transaction. However, most probably the transaction is already done. By the way, the cool stuff about this is that once you send a transaction, and for example, nobody is filling the order, you're also able to cancel it. So that's a proper thing to do. We can probably return, a little bit, so I'm not sitting here and waiting for the stuff. But anyway, the important thing that Defuse is opening up the space not only for the fungible token trading, which was demonstrated right now. Defuse is much more than just the fungible token trading. It allows to create any sorts of financial instruments, right? So first of all, remittance is a financial instrument. An ability to send your assets to another person on any blockchain is a great instrument. And you are able to transfer any assets on any blockchain with NEAR protocol transaction fees, which are approximately 1 cent. With Defuse, you would be able to transfer your own Bitcoin to your buddy for just 1 cent always, or ETH, or USDT on Ethereum, or anything, or similar things. Obviously, trading, since the trading is happening in between the accounts, and it is accounts that are traded on Defuse, you're able to trade anything that has the value that is located in these accounts. So you can trade NFTs, and you are also able to trade SBTs, which completely defies the idea of SBTs, and it also just means that SBTs, they now, with Defuse, they don't make sense at all. You can trade also non-transferable tokens like VE, CRV, or you're also able to lend these tokens in order for somebody else to participate in the governance. This is kind of like an advanced version of curve bribing mechanism, right? You can imagine the airdrop, the accounts that have been participating in airdrops, they don't have monetary value, but they have very high speculative value. So you can now trade these airdrop, like accounts that expect to have the airdrop in the future. You can do lending, you can do multi-chain financial products. You can do also with these accounts access to ordinary blockchain applications that are available on these chains, right? So you can go and deposit your money into Lido or provide liquidity to Jupiter or something like that. And the cool thing of like how this thing is also going to be very useful for Aurora is that Defuse is going to get integrated with Aurora again from the first block. So anyone who is launching Aurora virtual chain is going to get the whole DeFi infrastructure of the whole world directly from the first block. We are an open protocol, completely open, so we welcome everybody to contribute to it and work together with us. So join the revolution today, get to defuse.org, try out, send your feedback. And also, if you're in search for a position, we are hiring, so you can find the open positions there. Thanks, everybody.